Well, hello, Trips. How he's doing? First podcast in a wee while. So I thought because as we're coming at the end of lockdown, that I would get people to come on and talk about their experiences during lockdown. Now, if it's all been well advertised, it's called How Do You Cope? So we're basically just talking about, I want it to be light-hearted. I don't want it to be too mad serious. I want it to be a bit of light-hearted. It's also very much the first couple of people I have are my friends. They are people that I want to have in it. So without further ado, I'm going to bring in the wonderful Jasper, aka Jason Hoods. Sorry. That was my fault. How are you doing, bro?
What's happening? I've never been introduced like that before. I just burst through the door. I was like, hello, you.
I
went the wrong door. I was like, I'm meant to be in here. I've came to the wrong room. How are you?
So, if you don't already know, this is my good friend who is known on TikTok as Jasper. How many followers you got now? 100k or something?
Just 10. I'm all right. Just 10. Stop it.
He's got 100k, but he was on a backup account last night, and I bet him, and I bet him in the win-lose popularity.
Devastated. I was like, that's no danger. I was getting cheated, but obviously I'm saying people are fucking that phone for another reason. They're like, ting, ting, ting. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they're going with that. This is
how are you feeling anyway?
I'm good. I was a wee bit anxious, a wee bit nervous. It's a different platform for TikTok. It's Facebook, whatever, YouTube. This is something I've never done. So I'm all for it.
Good. Everybody's saying hello here, Jasper. How you doing? Hello, Jasper. All right.
Jasper, what's happening? Hello, Trip.
My faves. There you go.
How are you doing, Nick?
So it is very much, but everybody's all tuning in now anyway. But I just wanted to talk because obviously we talk a lot and probably we are dead similar if we're being honest about it with our personalities. I think you should start off with asking where Sandra is so everybody knows if Sandra's here, know what I mean?
Nah, I have to tie Sandra up. The reason why that, because when my brain goes and talks, when I'm talking about stuff, and my brain switches off and then goes into daft modes. So I'm basically still here, my body's here, but my brain's wandering somewhere. So obviously when you're coming and you're talking and you can just, I just have like a wee flashbang. And then you're coming to the camera and go, what's that, Sandra head? And then, oh, it's muffled. And then it's this different personalities and my brain's gone like that. You know how it is. It's like, I just flow where they go. Sometimes you just talk about one thing and next thing you know, I'm hoovering on somebody's roof. I'm like, what's he doing?
You make me feel sane sometimes when I'm watching you, and even when we talk on the phone, I think it's hilarious because we actually are so similar in ways. But what I want to talk about, obviously, with this podcast, so behind the scenes, Jasper, Jason, or whatever would you like to call yourself, how would you say that you coped behind the scenes?
Well, like TikTok's it's a different ballgame. Like obviously you get your trolls, you get whatever, but it takes you away from reality 9 times out of 10. So you can do daft videos, you can be, like I'm still who I am, I'm not different. But I've always done that well before TikTok, even though Facebook videos and all. I used to act as obviously the travelling voice guy that I call myself my cat. I used to act with stupid things like that. So it's always something I've done. But then obviously I think it was Jennifer's kid that showed me about this TikTok. Mm-hmm. What was it? He was like, what is it? And then I was like, I could do that. I used to do all these daft things. And then I just went for there. And obviously when you're on lockdown, you can't really go out, you can't do nothing. So what better to waste your time is just keep posting on an app. Like I didn't expect to get any of the followers. Like I was every time I'm waking up seeing notifications and left. What the fuck am I getting all that? So obviously I'm thankful for it, but at the same time I'm like me. I'm like think the size of my teeth. What the fuck I got all that? The size of their ashes. And it makes it worse because this is on landscape. This is obviously this way. So I know I've got a broke nose, but fuck you now. It's a way to fuck. Like I'm
that's a different show. Vanity. Hi guys, good to see your face, Jasper. Now I don't do TikTok, heard loads about you, Jasper. So there you go. Tracy Jack's just getting introduced to Jasper. You know what I mean? So I think it was the same for me. The first big video I did was the Tesco's one, and I was probably the same as you. I was always like, I'm no eating big, and I did the Tesco's, and I remember waking up and it was like 1.2 million hits on this one video, and I'm thinking, my mum's phoning me, and you're in the paper, and I'm like, what's going on? So how did that?
I just laugh it off. I'm like that. I laugh it off. So, like when obviously Daily Star and that was, and never even the news. He just says, "Can I write something about you?" I says, "I just do what you want," but I just laugh it off. I didn't go, buying the paper, and obviously I felt like doing one of them as a kid, putting the poster all about my bedroom. Like I'm in the paper. And I was like,
I kept all mines as well. Do you know what I mean? I did keep all mines as well. And at first, as I keep saying to you, Jasper is hilarious, Stephanie, but Jasper's hilarious. You know what I mean? What team do you support, Jasper? Or Val's asking.
I'm a high B. I'm a Hibs fan. So that's just what it's. It's no weekdays, it's just a lad for Edinburgh supports his local team, Hibs, that's it. There's no Celtic, Rangers, and I want team. You know, why you like that? I'm just a Hibs fan, lad. I clean the streets and I'm a Hibs fan. There's nothing I can do about that. I'm sorry to hear that if you get emotional, but I'm a Hibs fan. So that's what I'm saying. It's like, I obviously do the TikToks to get my brain away from it, and the people that I've met on TikTok, it's been absolutely unbelievable. The people that I've connected with, like yourself, and especially Jill, Nick, Sheza, and obviously my boy Scotty, and obviously he's no longer here, but still that's the connection we had for the whole year. Like, for getting to, I remember seeing him on a Zoom call. That's when it first started. We met Scott Dock. I swear.
So let me just say to folks, Scott Dock is actually, there's the guys on TikTok, they had a wee group of friends that they're really, really friendly, called the Dream Team, which is all Nick, Cheryl, Jasper, and was Scott Dock and Gillian McNeil. However, Scott Dock took his own life, and you obviously were directly affected by that.
So like I've lost close pals for growing up for where I stay in Niddrie. So I've lost really good pals of mine, like close pals that I've been grew up. But I've never been affected as much as losing Scott, that I only knew for saying about 11 months, 12 months maybe. It's only that was a wee bit sore one. It still is sore to take. I didn't post them much online because I didn't really like. It's just hard to like. I used to post them a lot, but I know it was affecting me. And I was like, and then when you hear his laugh or hear his voice, it's a good time, but it also can just it kicks you right in the balls. You're like, fuck, how? And that one's really affecting me the most. Like it's fucking that frazzles my brain. But I just try to keep going on. There's days I'm doing it up all the time. Obviously with the ADHD and whatever's wrong with my brain, but I'm still always, I'd rather make somebody else smile than see them feeling how I feel, if you get me. Like I didn't want people to wake up, oh, am I going to date this day and then that day? I would just rather them saying, right, if I can do something stupid on TikTok or wherever it is, and they're sitting smiling, they've had a bad day, obviously they're no paid their menage on time, so they're a wee bit upset, and there's me bouncing in, hey, shook my banger. Just something silly, something so trivial, and there's me just running in. But I'm the same. Like I know I've got 100k followers on my main account, and obviously 30 on the backup account. But I just treat that as like I'm no different for the guy that's the homeless guy that's sitting in the street asking for food. I'm no different for him. The only difference is I've got a wee bit more money in him, but I'm all right.
Aye, but that's where I think that's where people get jealous. That's where because we do put all happiness out, and it does. And I do, TikTok does get a bad name out in the out front, but I have met phenomenal people on it, including yourself and Jill and that. But how would you say TikTok has helped you, inspire you? I'd rather not talk about the bad stuff. So how has it inspired you?
It's mad that you see wee kids coming up and saying, "Oh my God, like your TikToks and that," and so I get taken back about that a wee time. I was like about a wee bit. I'm like, "Oh, what do you mean?" It's like, "Oh, well."
Oh, can you still hear Jasper? Is it just me? Can't hear him?
No, I'm
Aye, just decline it, because that's what it is. It's sometimes just decline it. That's what it is. But I'll keep talking now till you've sorted that. But that's the joys of online and working through your phone. That happens to me all right now. No, I can't hear Jasper. Can't hear you. So I don't know, maybe take you out and put you back in. See if that works. Can you speak now? No. Can't hear you. Can anybody else hear him? That's because you got a phone call. So maybe if you come back out, could take yourself out, leave the podcast, and then come back in on the link, and I'll add you back in, and I'll keep talking while you'll do that, right? So this always happens anyway. It's and also if anybody just get Jasper not to answer it, please don't phone him. Do you know what I mean? I put it on do not disturb. Nope, can't hear Jasper. Nope, don't worry, I couldn't hear him either. I'm just waiting till him come back in on the link, and then I'll bring him back in, click him in and out and rejoin. That's what I'm doing. Do you know what I mean? So very much we're just waiting on that happening. So basically, Jasper is a road sweeper, binman, or whatever you want to say. I'm just waiting for his wee face to come back in. It's a good job that I've done hundreds of these, and I don't actually get nervous about this. Do you know what I mean? I'm just hoping that he's back. Hold on, let's see. Speak. No.
Yeah, can you hear me?
No. How dare you, by the way? How dare you? I was actually freaking out there that I couldn't hear you. So see if you actually put your phone on do not disturb as well, that stops that happening for the calls coming through, and then because that used to happen to me and my volume would turn down.
I didn't understand that. Like, my phone's not rang the whole day. It generally is not rang the whole day, unless obviously they're watching on the Facebook, so they must be just thinking I'm just going to phone him and just interrupt what he's talking about. But I was anxious and nervous to come on first. I was only just because it was a different platform, to be fair. I wasn't really, I know I'm funny. Like, I know I'm funny. I know I'm just a funny breed. But at the same time, I'm like, do I speak right? Am I mouth water in? Take a breath, take 5 breaths. I don't even want to breathe. I just want to keep talking until I go faint.
Aye, but you're the same as me. The amount of people that say to me, breathe, Dean. I'm like, listen, I've got too much to say. If I breathe, I'll forget what I'm saying, mate.
When your head's in that zone, so when you're in the zone and obviously what you're ever talking about, you think, if I stop talking what I'm saying right now, I'm going to forget what I'm actually really speaking about. And then somebody's sitting there going like, fuck me, man, what's this guy been on? Is he running stuff? Like, why is he talking like that?
No, it's ADHD, mate. It's ADHD, mate.
It's free. You get it for free.
I'm absolutely going to piss myself because I've got loads of American fans and I'm quite broad and I talk quite fast, but I'm actually listening to you and I'm thinking they're all like, Tiffany, what's he saying?
What was that English or American?
I was English, mate.
I've got a lot of American fans. And they'll be talking to each other like this. This is basically what you've done, but you've done an English voice. I'll be telling you now, boy. Just see the boy over there and be talking to him. And be sitting there and talking to the boy talking shit. Is that your American accent?
Shut your face, by the way. Shut up.
Yo, man.
But
you heard what that boy said?
I think basically I remember the first time I saw you and it was like lay a whisper on my bed. Remember that one? Lay a whisper and then
you were horny.
Don't you blame me. Let's talk about, if we're going to talk about, just remember who knocked back who here, Jasper.
No, D show. Okay, D knocked me back. It's her show. We'll gear it. We'll gear it today. I'll give her. She wanted that. She wanted that. She wanted that.
I just had too much respect for myself. That's all it was, darling.
You moved up a little bit, darling. You were upper class.
Yeah.
Caviar and some avocado.
So yeah, I just wasn't going to partake because apparently you've gave everybody that Thai green curry that you offered me.
Well, it's a trademark dish. It's like get the green Thai curry. Next thing you know, I'm in the birth control room. Is that my I started off with green Thai curry.
But that's basically how we became friends, you know. I mean, I was like, he'd get it, then he's like, do I do it? And I went, no, it's not, I'm only kidding.
Oh, brilliant.
I wasn't going to bring that up, mate, but I'm glad you did so that the nation knows, no, Jasper did not knock back D knocked back Jasper.
Give me cards, proves you're lying.
What?
Rock, paper, scissors proves you're lying.
Right, you ready? Hold on. 1, 2, 3. No, but you're delayed there.
Whoa, no. Listen, you beat me in the boxing game fair and square. Let's be honest. That was like I was 3 days behind that daft game. I was generally 3 days behind that. So
on a serious note, see when obviously maybe getting TikTok bans or basically feeling that do you feel that you need the value, or does it bother you about who actually tunes in? Do you feel that you sometimes live your life through TikTok and forget about real life?
Nah, see, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of people on that app that have become addicted to it. It's like any drug. People become addicted to drugs, addicted to energy drinks, addicted to any like not even a stupid thing, but anything, an addiction's an easy thing to get, regardless. So people do chase the likes, chase like the follows, chase whatever they want, the valuation, and say, oh, look at me, there's him, there's that guy, recognise me. They like sitting in a pub, they could be sitting in a pub with their mates, drinking a few pints and turning around. The boy's like, oh, you've had too much, and the boy could turn around and go, do you know who I am? I've got so many followers on TikTok. I'm like, mate, just be yourself, be humble, be normal. What, like, it's an app. The app is free. So why not give whatever you've got? It's free. Give it back. It's all free. Like, why do you want to gain anything? I swear anyone, you know me, D, and I've said it on the phone numerous times to anybody else. I generally gain nothing for that. I didn't want nothing for that. I'd rather make people smile. I didn't want to pursue something. Like, I'm not chasing something. Oh, I want to be on the TV. Listen, it'd be brilliant, to be honest. I'm not going to lie. If somebody says, Jason, you can start on a daft sketch show, BBC One in the morning. Then what? I just standing there waving. Oh, I'll do that. I'll do that. I'll put 2 hands in there. But
you do have something, but that's what annoys me. You do have an acting quality, because the real, sorry to do this to you, but the real Jason behind the Jasper's a bit like me. The real Denise behind the D, they're two different, completely different people. We actually do our big light to protect our vulnerabilities. That's a true story. Would you not say?
No, I get, like, obviously, for your growing up, for what I was used to, how to grow up to now, when people are complimenting me, saying, oh, that's funny, you're really class, you tune me up. I say thank you, because I think to say, but at the same time, I'm like, why are they fucking saying I'm tuning them up? So I've always have that obviously, what's the word for it? I've always been like, just feeling like I'm in that shadow still. I always feel like I always have that warp. I'll always be like protecting myself, saying that why they been nice to me? Like, they're right. What have they been on? I always have the insecurities. I always feel like that. I always feel like, but I know I'm not just to blow my own trumpet. I know I am funny, to be honest. And I'm doing all right for 57-year-old. I look all right. But we should have your sketch show together. How are the comments coming up like that? That's so cool.
Because I can press the buttons, mate. They
could put anything there. Like Kim Jong-un can just put anything what he wants.
There you go. That's your last brilliant. Yous make some team. Defo need to do a show together. The laugh though. Listen, I've said to Jasper already about us, then he seems to think that we're different levels, and he doesn't realise that he's actually as funny as I am, as much as I hate to admit it. Obviously not as good looking, but as funny. You know what I mean?
The looks are irrelevant, so, because see if you're funny, like, you could be sitting there and you can make somebody laugh that much, and obviously the next thing you know, they're lying starfist in your bed. They're going, yes, you. Yes, you. How's that happened?
I know, that's why I'm only coming up to Edinburgh to visit you, because you're in a relationship now. You know what I mean? Because I think I'd get lost in that bed. That's why I'm now, when I'm coming up, I know that I'm safe to no get that laughed into bed stuff. You know what I mean?
That's. But listen, you might be a wee Ninja Turtle on forward row, Donatelli. Donatelli, come in here.
But the comments, so anybody wants a question they want to ask Jasper, just put it in the comments.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. See, I used to watch lives on TikTok, and people always say that, right? Oh, ask me anything, and I'm sitting thinking, right, I've always sat in like, why do people? It's mad that they do that, but they as you see, fella, the reality in the TikTok, they get sucked into that too much, and it's like, that's no real life, mate. You need to listen. If you're doing well for yourself at the end of the day, selling your merch or whatever he's day, fair play to you. I do take my hat off to you. Like, but as that to me was all just a comedy, but a big massive playground just to fuck about, like, for a laugh.
But that's what I think. See, TikTok is very difficult. See, the thing is, with you obviously you need to watch. You can't play music on Facebook, and there's obviously. But the good thing about Facebook is you're protected. It's like, what we're doing this live now, and there's no negative comments. I'm not saying there isn't, but the production team are sitting behind it, blocking everybody that's coming in, saying very much negative, and that's why I prefer this platform. No, because I'm dissing TikTok. I just can't be bothered with the amount of people.
No, there is people. I don't really understand it. They've obviously decided to wake up. They felt a bit shit. Some of them are shut the bed or pushed the bed, and they've realised, I'm just going to go in and troll half of these people just because they've got low self-esteem, and they're devastated about their dad's not came back 15 years later. They went out to go and get cat food, and he's never to be seen. Next thing you know, Next thing you know, the dad's walking fucking George
So
the cat.
Yvonne Mitchell wants to know what age you are, Jasper.
Yvonne Mitchell wants to know what age I am. Nah, I'm 32.
He always says he's 47 on his videos, just so folk think he's aging well, but he's nowhere near that age. He's lying.
You've got to have madness to the method, or method to the madness. Doesn't matter. I always say bring back to forward and forward to front. That's just what I do. I just flow with the go.
Here's a question for Donna. Which, if you were to pick, what would you prefer, fame or money?
I wouldn't want to be famous, but I'm not really bothered about money either. So that's a tricky one.
See, anybody I speak to that's properly famous, I mean, obviously I'm famous in my own right, round about my wee corner, right?
I think the fame would just be too much, like, for mental health.
It's hard work. It's really.
That's what I'm saying.
And I'm not even as big as some people. And see, all my friends that I speak to that are bigger than me, that are on the TV and that, they said they never did it for the fame. It was always for the passion, and the money and the fame are secondary. And that's the people that make it.
And the money's a bonus, didn't get me wrong. Somebody hands you 100 grand, you're going, thanks very much. You live a quiet life, a wee country house. But in reality, people like, there is people that want the fame. There is people that chase the fame. I've seen it, I've witnessed it, and I'm like, and then I'm like, if you're more, like, people always talk about mental health. Being famous, I think it would crumble you day by day, because you're still chasing that hunger. You're still chasing, want to be in the headlines, want to be in the spotlight. Mm-hmm. And it's slowly, for instance, Robin Williams, he was my hero. Every movie I used to watch him, my fucking icon of a man. Boy just went, that had enough. And it just shows you, he had everything. He could make a whole room, he could make thousands of people laugh, he'd done all these. And I maybe go on top of him. He was just getting, I don't know what the reasons behind it, but it just shows you, just because he was making it. This is what I'm like. I make everybody smile, or try to. And then it's like there's always just like a woof. But when I talk, I just shut up. What are you talking in? What are you talking in? I just keep talking. He's like, what's he on about? Is he the spot for transport? No. But
Gillian's want to know if you've got a spare £18.
The story about the £18, yes, right. Here we go. We're going to get in it because I'm due Nick £18, right? Nick got the flowers, sorted everything out. She done it all good, brilliant class. Shezer's transferred it, Jill transferred it, and it came to my. It came to me to transfer it, and I think my battery died that day, and it's never been charged since.
So you're basically the pal that you love and miss so much, you bumped these flowers.
Aye, I bumped the flowers. I bumped it. That's that. Break it or do now. Without any try to like sugarcoat or that. Aye, basically, I never paid for his flowers. Simple I am.
But how would you say, obviously you're talking about not being famous, right? But from my perspective, and my management sitting behind this screen now, they've had to coach me through it, because as much as I get all the big confidence out on the outside, I always felt I wasn't as talented as folk was making it. I was always waiting for it to run out. Do you feel that way sometimes about TikTok?
Nah, my brain will never run out unless I stop breathing. But aye, that's what I'm saying. I feel like you maybe do the same thing, but do it differently, if you get me. Like, but my ideas are always like, I'm walking down the street or wherever I'm going, and something will pop into my head, and I'm like, I can't do that. I'm like, I can do that, and I'm like, who's going to video me doing it? So it's like, am I setting my phone over beside some wee Maggie's Zoomer or wee chair, and I'm like, I got to show you that for 2 minutes. Don't worry, you'll know for. I'll keep you sitting on that wall. But I'll do daft things like that, and I'm like, I can't video that. But my ideas will never run out. I feel like there is people on that they do the same thing, but they different, and it is quite clever that way, because they've go, I've never seen that before, and then it's like, I've seen that before, but he's done it different. He's just different. He's had a snapback on and changed it the other way. He's flipped, reversed it. But there will be times, there is times I'm like, I can't be bothered posting. There is times I feel like I need to post just in case somebody's having a shite day. I'm not going to sit here and lie.
Do you feel responsibility for people's happiness?
Aye, sometimes when I'm getting, people give me nice messages on Instagram, Facebook, and obviously TikTok, and just give me nice messages, so I'm liking it. I'll try to reply back to everybody, and sometimes I'm like, fuck, right, I've not posted today. I might have to post just in case somebody's had a shite day. like, so I'm thinking to myself, like, somebody's electricity might be running it. So as long as they see my phone on my face on their phone, it might cheer them up. Ha! We've not got power, but we'll still watch Jasper.
Do you feel that keeps you? Do you feel that keeps you in check? If people are feeling happy, do you think that lifts you, or do you feel the responsibility?
Even if it's one or two people smiling at something I've done, even if they're not laughing at me or they're with me, they're still breaking a smile. So I'm still winning at the end of the day. So if that happens, then I'm like, perfect, and it kind of gives me a wee bit. It raises my energy level. I could be sitting talking to somebody. Obviously, you know me, like, as yourself, your energy level's about 110. But I say 109. That's just 109%. But that's like me. It's like, so if they're on the same energy level, we're both just, it's like fireworks. But if I'm like talking like this and you're just like, yeah, so what? Like your voice is a bit lower and slower, I'm going to get your energy and start being, nah, yeah, I know, yeah. That's absolutely awesome, mate. Yeah, I actually like that. That's good.
So, do you ever worry about kids on TikTok possibly seeing your video that isn't fully appropriate for them being so popular?
There is, because there is times that I've dancing about, and sometimes, obviously, when I've got shorts on, I've got boxers on, it just doesn't look like that because it swings everywhere. So you're like, if a kid's seen that, you're like, whoa, Dad, what's that? What's that, Dad? Mum, but TikTok can be brutal. There is some videos on that are a wee bit, that should be in Pornhub or something. That should be flipped somewhere else.
Yeah, I wouldn't
let your kids, if the kids are under 16, I wouldn't let them on that. Simple as that. Like, so that is you as a parent, that's your own fault if you're letting your kids have an account. Like, no disrespect. I'm just saying, I just think if you're like, I wouldn't let my son or my twin girls have the TikTok until they were old enough, 16, until they were thick-skinned, not enough that somebody's going to get them tight and leave negative comments. I'm going to make sure my kids I've got thick enough skin to take that. So, but at first I did thought it was a kids app. Not going to get me wrong here. I thought generally was a kids app, but then I thought, right, kids app, 16, they're still kids. They're still So I wouldn't get a 13, 14, 15-year-old. That's just my opinion. I wouldn't let them on that app. The app is poison at times, but also it's one of the best apps, but it's also poison enough. Like, I've seen people on mental breakdowns just because they can't handle the trolls. There is people like myself.
How do you handle the trolls?
Because I just think they're irrelevant. Like, it'd be different if it's in your face to face, then that's a completely different story. But I think people that come on slating you, slating your teeth, slating just everything about you, slating, look at this guy and that guy, cringy, and well, I just think they need to. That makes them feel good about themselves. For them, they just want to be in your head, living rent free. But obviously, you didn't allow that. I've been through worse to let fucking me Simon sitting there with his Pikachu sitting on his shoulder, sitting giving me it tight. Like, fuck's sake, I used to sleep in stairs and all that. I was a young kid, fucking stealing pot noodles. I didn't even know how to make them, eating them all dry. So I didn't think somebody's going to come and give me a title on TikTok. I'm just laugh it off. That is what it is.
So do you think there needs to be bring tighter guidelines for people to get actual ID provider on?
That would help a lot of people with the trolls. Like, I think that would help massively. Like, people, because you can make an account up within seconds, like boom, and that's you. You can just slag somebody's whole family, just be the nastiest person ever, and nothing's going to happen to you because they're not going to sit here and you're not going to get fucking a James Bondy TikTok checking the IP address and going to the door. And then they go to the door and the dad's like, what's going on? Is Ali in? Who? Is he in the house? He's upstairs playing his Fortnite. Damn, I mean, bastard, he was going to kick the shit out of my cat. I've had enough of Ali. I've had it up there with him. He's just in my face all the time.
I do envy you because you do it better. When I first went onto TikTok, I wasn't in a good place anyway, and I think I did immerse myself, and my management were sitting going, don't look, stop, stop. You know what I mean? And it's no for me. I think when you've been used to the app, and I go on it every so often to see how all yous are doing and check your videos, but it's no for me because one thing about Facebook, would I say, is the majority of us empower each other. Like Ellie's on here, the new, she's a massive influencer. We're really good friends. We all support each other. It's very few that will actually try and ban your page, and I can't be doing with the vibration.
There is jealousy, but at the same time, I've stitched videos and that, but that generally is 100% just nothing but a laugh. But at the same time, you're like, they're doing well for themselves, and I take my hat off to them regardless. I say, it's fucking well, and you're smashing it. If you can smash TikTok, then fair play to you. Like that's what they want to do. They crave that. I'm basically, I'm not being big either. I'm like basically done with TikTok because I've done what I've done. I've gained followers unexpectedly. I had a viral video with my son. What more can you want? I didn't want blue ticks for that. I need myself a blue tick every morning I wake up. Boom, there we go. So I didn't need that verification for TikTok to say, listen, Jasper, you're doing well. We're going to give you a blue tick. I didn't need that because I know I'm doing all right. I'm still here. I woke up the next again day. So as I say, nobody's promised tomorrow, but if I wake up, then I'm still here. I still go. I get my bad days. Doesn't really matter, but I still soldier on. I still try and blank out everything. It is hard at times because obviously you suffer with ADHD. You've got massive impulse. Impulse takes over. Like you react quick.
ADHD. Now remember, you had to obviously isolate and all that as well. How did that affect you? Because you're a social.
That was horrible. That was, I think, that took me back to being in homes and foster care and that. That took like out of my control. And obviously I had to do it just because I didn't want to pass it to anybody else. So I think to myself, I was like, I'm in my house. Obviously Jennifer came around and gave me food and that, but it was at the door. It was only for like 10 days, but it was the longest 10 days ever. So how do you feel when you how do you feel when you first made the paper? I've made the paper plenty of times. Nah, I'm joking. So I just felt sad. I never seen my kids. I was on FaceTime with them. I couldn't touch them. I couldn't cuddle them. I didn't get my twins jumping on me or Lewis or just even them being annoying right in my face. And
like, you're very much like me. Although you give it all the fun and the craziness, your main base is your kids and your roundabout life. You know what I mean? They mean more to you than anything else. How would you? What would happen if your wee boy come up and says, "Dad, I want you to come off TikTok"? Would you do it?
100%, and that's what my three kids. If my son says to me, "Right, Dad," like when he's older, whatever's happening, and he's in school, say, "Listen, Dad, I need. Could you do me a favour and come off the app? I'm getting tight for school," and I'd be like, "You know what, son? I totally agree with you, but I'm gone fucking neighbour." So you better go in that classroom in the high school and you better stick the heat on everybody that's slagging your dad. No, if he did have a heart-to-heart with me and he did like proper breakdown and say, "Listen, Dad, I need you to come off that," I said, "No problem, mate. The app's just the app that makes people laugh. That's not my kids' love. I'll never leave me. Like,
yeah,
the love that they have for me and I'll have for them, I'll never leave." So you can get in relationships and love and that goes, and I've been used to all that. Like, obviously, that's what I'm saying, growing up, fucking getting past pillar to post, fucking sleeping in stairs, going out stealing food to survive, and I felt love for 2 weeks, and then the 2 weeks went away, and I was away fucking somewhere else, and then I was getting like basically just getting. The only thing was missing was an aeroplane.
Do you think that shaped your relationships a bit? Like me, I can give love, but I'm very terrified of receiving it.
I give love, right? And there is times I'm like when you feel that love back. There's times you're like, "What's going on here?" I know something's up, and my brain automatically triggers, and I'm like, "Why the fuck are they loving me?" Like, so I start going all that weird way and going, "Nah, there's something going on." I'm anticipating on something happening. Sometimes it doesn't. Maybe I'm just too scared to let it go.
Do you think there'll ever be a point that I think now I'm ready to receive love. I just haven't met anybody that connections with, but it took me years of I've spoke to you, I watch my spiritual stuff, and and I think that's how when people call me fat now, I'm like, fat? Is that all you've got? The things that I've been called in my life, and fat is all you've got for me?
That's like me, like big teeth and all that. It's nothing new. It's original. Like, your ma's a junkie and this and that. I agree with you. 100% agree with you because I know this. I used to come in from school and that, see my mum and gouching, and that's just something I've seen. But I take my hat off to my mum. You know why? Because if I never seen her have that addiction, who knows? I could have probably took that. I could have probably watched and took that because I've seen what it done. So then that's why I've avoided all drugs. And everybody thinks, "Oh, you take this, you take that." I've never touched a drug in my life. It's just the fact because I'm always hyper and bouncing about everywhere. So because I've seen that happening as a kid and seen me get ripped away from my wee sisters and that, they stayed with, they were at my nana's. And I was away pillar to post. Like, I could stay here for a week and away this week, and it was always the same. But if I never seen my mum doing what she was doing, you never know how I could have turned out. So, and obviously when I left the kid's mum. I left the kid's mum, and I felt like how I felt when my dad and that left me. Why did you not take me in? Why did I have to go in a home in foster care? All the kids we've got, like obviously I've got my my dad's got another kid and 2 others to his missus now. He's getting married to, so they're my stepbrothers. But it was me, my sister Jilly, my sister Stephanie, and my brother Nicky. So there was 4 of us at my ma's. But they all went to, my brother went to my dad's, Jilly and Stephanie went to my nana's. But I'll never forget all that because I remember them taking me down to the hoosty, and my nana was like, oh, there's no room. We need to split these up. There's no room. So I thought to myself, I said, you're not splitting my wee sisters up. That's not happening. I said, I'll go wherever I go. And the minute I left that house, I was into a foster care in the home right away. So I've always felt the black sheep, but I know I've still always made people laugh where I was. So I was never bothered about that. I had that in my pocket. That was a kind of survival mode thing. That was kind of something I had.
Do you think that humour kind of, like me, you hide behind your comedy because it saves your vulnerabilities?
Aye, massively. Having that is one of the greatest gifts and shields that you could have. And having that humour. But listen, I'm not going to sit and lie. I've sat in bed greeting at nights majority of the time, but I've always got that humour to hang on to. Like, I'll still slag myself. Look at you greeting you. Are you on your period? Is that what's happening to you right now? So I'll push myself to get up and go out. I'll go, fuck's sake, you're 32 now, go. You've been through it all, just go. Everything's good, you're breathing, it's fine, you've got lovely kids, everything's all right.
So would you say going through that childhood made you appreciate your kids more?
That's why I'm like that with my kids, and I don't care if I'm cringy. Unless as you say, my son says to me, listen, Jason, listen, Jason, he's not going to call me Jason. If he does call me Jason, he's getting a wee elbow. No, but if he goes, listen, Dad, you need to come off, enough's enough. I'm like, perfect, all right. So I'll get up in a heartbeat for my kids. But also you've got to watch, if you're in a relationship, it can, like, also that can be affected because you don't want to be so, like, sound muggy or sound whatever online just because you're having a laugh. So it can affect other things, not just your kids, it can affect a lot of things. Like I've probably still got family members slagging me because I do all these videos. But I'm not wanting to do with him. But I give zero fucks because if my kids' love for me, it's not going anywhere.
So do you think that was a front because you were hurting? Do you think you used your comedy to hide your pain, or it was just something?
No, of course I did, because I never spoke about it. Like, it was always there and then I spoke about it. And
do you speak about it now?
I'm always a psychiatrist, and obviously they've got me on these hundreds of tablets. I'm going to take them. But obviously, because they said I had ADHD, but then it was like adult ADHD now because I'm not a wee kid anymore, so I'm older. So I just thought they just adding, but I just thought the guy was adding letters. I swear, when I first ever heard ADHD, and I swear to God, I thought the guy was MCing or beatboxing. I didn't know what he was talking about. He sat there with the paper when I was in the Royal Wed, and he was like, right, I was in the psychiatrist, but he was sitting in this room and showing me bits of paper, and he was like, I'm not diagnosed with ADHD. And I thought to myself, one time with a baseline, he's got to spit a bar at me. He's ready to spit. I didn't know if Eminem was coming in or something, but he was like, this is what you've got. And I went, what the fuck's ADHD? So then I went for there. And obviously, as you're getting older, you progress more things wrong with you. So obviously, PTSD and all this other stuff. But I still just keep going on. Still much on.
Definitely. I think even for I think that's why me and you connect, because a lot of folks say, do you need to go and watch Jasper on TikTok? He's a male you. And see, when I watch you, even in your videos, I'm like, me and you would love to be in the room together, but I reckon every other person would leave.
We'd be fighting, because we'd be fighting for a sentence. We'd fight for a sentence. No, that's funny.
No, I'm funnier. You know what I mean? You need to do it, because we're going to wrap up soon. But you need to do your what's his name? The wee leprechaun kind of type Irish kind of gypsy kind of boxing guy.
I started right. Obviously, my ex was the kid's mum was pregnant with Lewis, and I swear to God, I put the phone when we first got her house. Put the phone in the corner, and she was heavily pregnant. And I don't know where I was, but I had this vest on, and I had this woolly hat. I swear, and I had this beard, and I was generally peeling a tatty. And I was like, tatty, and something just went bam. I went, my catty. So I came my cat, and then all of a sudden I put the camera. I just pushed record, and I was doing that with a tatty. And I was like, I said, I tell you now, boy, you never made the best tattoo peeler in your life. I tell you now, boy. My name's McCarthy. Look at the size of my arms. I'm ripped to bits. Look at the shape of me. I'm in the best shape of my life. Tell one traveller to come to me because I'm not a man and standing my ground. And I just went for there. I just kept going on and on about this. I done it for ages. Some of it wasn't even funny. I was in hot pants. I was like, look at the shape of me. Boom. I'm in the best shape of my life. So I was like that. And then that was it. So now when I talk, I don't, like I've done it in a few lives. There was an Irish guy yesterday. I was like, you're a fine fella now, I tell you, boy. What's your age? How old are you now, boy? And I think he was out for Ireland yesterday. He was like, I'm 16. And he was licking that Oreo. I said, I tell you now, boy, you get a woman the way you lick that Oreo, I tell you, boy, you're going to be winning in life. You don't know not shite in a bucket, because I tell you, look at the shape of me. I'm going to hit a man, it's like a brick wall.
I prefer the old guy ones. Hunter.
Aye. There had to be glitters. I mean, with the shades, the specs that was sitting at, because they're like that. Oh, did they go right to the phone? And they're like, what's that say, son? Sandra? Did that again. She's got a new man. It's only fucking first ahead. She's into that. Told her. Took her to M&D's. Next thing you know, she's on her knees. What's that say, head? Sandra, the teeth. They're in the top of the bar. It's just the brain goes.
Like, but that's why when I'm even watching, because I say I wish you wouldn't undervalue, because you could smash it out the park just the same as me. No, but the money, because it's doing something you love. It makes you come alive. It's not about the fame. It's not about this. Forget about all that. That's all secondary to anything.
I swear anything you want. Like, people will always say that. They always say, about the money and the fame, and I could swear my 3 kids' life, not one would interest me. Because I wouldn't change. I could be a multi-millionaire. You didn't know. Like, I could be saying, I've got millions in the bank, but I wouldn't change who I am, or where I was brought up, dragged up, or whatever. I would still be like this. I'd probably still fucking put a Kinder Egg in my pocket and walk out the shop without paying. Set me 2 million in the bank. I don't fucking pay for a Kinder Bueno. Fuck that.
Children, don't steal. It's bad. Anyone that's tuned in that thinks that stealing's a good idea, it's not. But I think very much, Jasper, we're going to wrap up in the next. I'll take it to 45 minutes, right? But I think that's why we connect, because we do understand each other. All joking aside,
amazing. When I seen you and seen your videos, I was like, what the fuck is this woman? And it was like, I see my instant energy levels, everything. You were just, I was like, wow. And then when you speak on the phone, you give me wise words. I'm like, that's just cheered me up. So you're thinking, I cheer a lot of people up, but there's people that cheer me up, like yourself with your words of wisdom. I'm like, fuck, she's amazing. What a woman. Like, and even though you're having a shite day, but you'll still come out and say what you're saying to get me through my day. So it's like, and you're obviously the most confident person that way. When this is you. This is D, Maxwell. So it's like, this is she realised, but she's like this off the phone and all. People don't realise, like, when you phone and she's like boom, push you through. Maybe a wee bit horny at times, but she's all right.
Well, we won't get back to that. I'll just respect the bird, but I was just going to say, wasn't he horny enough to run up your gaff for an hour and a half? Do you know what he said to me before we finished, right? When Jasper was very much single and it was all right to talk to him like this, right? And we were having sexual banter, and he's like, so where are you, D? Where are you, D? And I'm like, so he's like, I'm not driving an hour and a half from my home. I'm like, well, if you think I'm driving all the way up to Edinburgh for it, you're on the plums. No, I mean,
just a video, guys.
It's the thing, we didn't spark the thing we do. But if you've got any advice to anybody, and I don't just mean trolls, because trolls are on TikTok, they're everywhere. I know we spoke about TikTok, but that's because you're on TikTok.
You know what is, like, advice I'd give people, listen, if you want something really badly, regardless if you think, oh, that's embarrassing, I'm going to go and do it. Do not care what anybody thinks. It's your life. Live it how you want. Just do it, obviously, safely. I don't want to be any junkies or druggies, but if you just want to be something, go and smash it. Didn't care what, like, fucking Louise and Paula and all the other lassies and guys, whoever's trying to slag you, bring you down, just onto their level. Rise above it. And it's shite, but listen, you can smash it. Like, the words, that's, like, I give myself advice when I wake up. I don't even know if it makes sense. Like, I'm like, Jasper, are you trying to be serious here? Are you being a grown adult now? I said, I don't fucking know, but tell you what, they're not listening to A, B, C, or D. Just do what you want to do. And make sure you're happy about it. Smile.
And I do believe, even though I've said that, a big shout out to Donna McAllister. Donna McAllister's wee girl watches me, and I allow it because she's in hospital fighting leukemia and she's on treatment to 2023. Wow. So a big shout out to her, Olivia, that we all light candles for, because I've just seen her in the comments. But before I put you, Jasper, out the live, I honestly, I've said some bad things, but through this lockdown, meeting you and Jill and Steph and all these people, you can get positive things out of social media. That's what I want to say. It's no all bad.
100%. Aye, it's no bad. You'll get bad comments now and again, but that's irrelevant. The people you meet is forever. Like, I didn't, Jill, Nick, Shazer, obviously Scott, I didn't class him as TikTok pals now. They're a bit like family.
Nah.
Like yourself, it's like they're no TikTok friends now. The people you say, oh, TikTok friends, but it's not that now. It's just a big family. It's just a tight. Listen, we slag each other, we follow each other, but it's something that's so close to.
Exactly. I do think very much that's why I wanted to bring Jasper on first, because I do feel as if, all joking aside, I do feel as if we were separated at birth or something.
I've asked my dad that. I said, what's going on here? He said, what are you talking about? I says, well, like, we're the same. It's basically the same. Obviously, I've got a wee bit of a bowl cut and Dee's got the bob cut, so it's the bounce for me.
But anyway, Jasper, that is flew in. You were absolutely panicking about how long it was going to take, but basically that's us came to the end.
I didn't even know it was that only felt like 10 minutes.
And so I'm going to let Jasper go, but I would like to thank you, bud. You've been absolutely amazing. Just stay in the backstage, because I will speak to you after, right? But I'm just putting you out. So everybody, big love hearts for our Jasper, and thanks very much for coming on.
Dave, thanks very much for having me. Honestly, God.
And if you want to follow him, he's on TikTok. And if you want to talk to him, I would love to do some sketches with Jasper. So fingers crossed we can get that happening. I have been trying, but he still can't get this thing in. He said that he's an actor and he's good at it, but we're working on it. But anyway, Jasper, aka Jason Hood, first guest on my new podcast, How Do You Cope? And I think it's been absolutely amazing. So thank you very much, Jasper.
Oh, thank you.
Speak to you soon.
I've enjoyed it.
All right, take care. So that was our Jasper, our aka Jason Hood. Absolutely loved the podcast. Thank you for that. So the next fortnight on the 13th, Thursday, will be the wonderful Ellie Norcliffe. All right, if you can think of anybody that's gone through experiences and got a positive outlook in life that people know and look up to, and you think, you'd like to know their story, or you would like to know what was behind, because slowly, as you've seen there, I cleverly, as I'm good at my counselling, opened up Jasper into his real life rather than just the front man, and we go a bit behind the scenes with him volunteering it rather than me just like flinging questions at him. And that's what I want this podcast to be. So very much, as I say to everybody, I'm Dee Maxwell. This has been How Do You Cope? Hopefully see you the next fortnight with our Ellie Norcliffe, and then the following podcast will be Stephanie Burke, who'll be talking about how she changed her life runabout and doing stuff, and very much, and now she's running her own business and she's doing really well for herself, and absolutely a pure beacon of light. And that's all I want on the podcast, just people that are positive, go through their own mental health issues. But anyway, I've been Dee Maxwell. Yous have been absolutely amazing, and thank you so much for tuning in to us. All right, guys, I'll see you soon.